Yo guys, what's going on? Back with another video. Today we're recapping the Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Game just happened tonight. Game just ended at 11:47 p.m. It was a very good game. I watched it all the way through. Philly played a good game. Green Bay played a good game. You can obviously see there was some rust on both sides of the field. Jalen Hurts had a rough game in terms of passing the ball and running the ball. He had some costly turnovers, some bad decision making, but I think that was mostly due to a lot of the rust and not playing. Green Bay, same side. Jordan Love, incompletions, a ton of incompletions, ton of drop balls. The turf in the field wasn't really good. You could see because players were slipping consistently. There was a lot of scrambled plays, I feel like, because how bad the turf was. I feel like it would have been a very different football game if it was in a different atmosphere, not played in Brazil. I feel like if it was at like Lincoln Financial Field, the turf would have been a lot better. Not a lot of drops, I think. But if you look at yard-wise, Green Bay owned them in yards by 4. They had 414 total net yards, while Philly had 410. Green Bay had a lot of penalties this game. 10 penalties for 71 yards, while Philly had 7 for 57. Philly started getting a lot of penalties towards the second half. Up until then, they were actually pretty good with penalties. I think they only had like one of them during that time, during the first half. So it'll be interesting to see how they can kill down the penalties on both sides, because Green Bay also had a lot of penalties. Time of possession wise, Green Bay trailing by 5 minutes. Philly led them by 32 minutes and 47 seconds. Box score wise, as you can see here, Jordan Love, 17-34, 260 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. He only got sacked one time. 83% quarterback rating. Malik Willis had to check in for the game. There's some concerns for Jordan Love after seeing him go down with an injury, so I hope he's all right. Jordan Love is the Packers franchise quarterback, and they are relying on him to stay healthy. So we will see how this situation pans out, and I hope he's in good health, because that was a scary injury. Malik Willis, though, checked in for the last play of the game, threw an incomplete pass, and then he got sacked on the final play. So it was kind of a dud ending for the Green Bay Packers, because it did look like they might have had a chance. Final couple seconds, if they could get another 15-20 yard completion and air it to the end zone. Like I said, very good game, very close. If Jordan Love, if the receivers actually caught the ball today and they weren't dropping it for him, Green Bay would have definitely won this game, no doubt about it. Jalen Hurts struggled on offense. Saquon Barkley, though, really helped this Philadelphia offense out. Had 24 carries for 109 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns, and he had a long rush of 34 yards. He's electric, and he's really going to change this offense, and it was shown tonight, and you can just see how dynamic this team's really going to be with him. Even receiving, he caught 2 receptions, 23 yards through the air, and another touchdown. He had a trifecta. He's just a very good running back, and this team's going to dominate because of it, and it's obviously shown. See, I don't want to make it seem like Jalen Hurts, I don't think he's a bad quarterback. Obviously, he was expecting some rust because he didn't play all preseason, so I was kind of expecting Jalen Hurts to play like this. He did have some very good completions, just some poor decision making, but he will tone it down over this season. I really did like how Kellen Moore was calling the plays, and it looked like a lot better offensive scheme in terms of what they were trying to do. They weren't just one-dimensional, And last year was a struggle with Brian Johnson in that offense. So Kellen Moore showing some signs of light for this Philly offense is really promising. And even Green Bay's side, Josh Jacobs really started coming out of his shell in the second half and really taking off. He looks very good for Green Bay, and I think Green Bay is going to be a playoff team, no doubt about it. They played really good. Nonetheless, both these teams coming into this game with some rust. It's first game back. Every team's going to have some blemishes, but this is where playoff teams are made. This is where you see where you're going to fall. And Green Bay really proved themselves, even if they lost this game. Jaden Reed had a very good game. 4 catches, 138 yards through the air, and 1 touchdown. Romeo Doubs had 4 catches for 50 yards, so not a bad game for him. Jacobs had a fumble, but they did recover it, so it was good on their part. For Philly's side, A.J. Brown had 5 catches, 119 yards, and a touchdown. Very good game for him. Devontae Smith, 7 catches, 84 yards. He started coming on late in the fourth quarter for this team. Without him, they probably wouldn't have won that game with the catches he was making. Dallas Goedert made some crucial catches, but other than that, he was kind of just not in the game in terms of passing. Jalen Hurts really didn't rely on him tonight as much as he did the other 3 targets, like Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. Those were the 3 main guys tonight. Kind of concerning for Jahan Dotson to not get a target. Well, he did get a target, but no reception, so concerning because they did trade a decent bit for him, and he's supposed to be their slot receiver, but we didn't see anything tonight, so it will be interesting to see how they fit him into the scheme. Jalen Hurts had 2 fumbles on the night. One of them was because of Cam Jurgens' bad snap, and the other was on him. So I will say, actually no, both fumbles were on Cam Jurgens, so they just gonna have to learn or figure out, honestly, how they're going to solve this situation. Over time, Cam Jurgens and Jalen Hurts will grow together as players, but it is definitely concerning to have these problems right off the bat. They got to fix these problems ASAP, because having these problems late into the season will cost them big time. Defensively, Philly had a great defensive stand in terms of linebackers. Linebackers have been a really bad position for Philly, but Zach Bond had a very good game from his linebacker spot. He looks very promising. I feel like he's going to be a great linebacker for the rest of the year for these guys. Very promising. 15 total tackles, 2 sacks, and a tackle for loss. Quinyon Mitchell looked good. Reed Blankenship. CJ Gardner-Johnson did get burned on a play, but I did like Nakobe Dean's hit. Playing middle linebacker. He had a really nice pop on Josh Jacobs during the game. For Green Bay, Quay Walker had a very good game tackling. Javon Bullard also had a great game. Jair Alexander, he was all around the football in terms of picking the ball off and just deflecting the ball. Very good game for him, and so was Xavier McKinney. So yeah, I think honestly both of these teams will be playoff teams. They looked very good week 1. They have some blemishes to fix, but both these teams will figure it out over the next couple weeks, and I'm excited to see where both these teams go in the future and for the rest of the season. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys. Peace out.